Hey guys, Rob with S&S Archery here. Today we're out in the park trying to stay out of the rain, talking about Kowa Spotting Scopes. Not very many hunters are familiar with Kowa. They've been around for a long time, since the 1950s. I personally found an interest in Kowa when the wife gave me some money to buy a spotting scope. I wanted to make sure I got the best bang for my dollar because that wasn't going to happen again. And just going across birding forums, doing my due diligence research, I came across Kowa, and in the birding forums at least, Kowa is really well known and thought of to have some of the best optical quality in their spotters. So today we're going to take a look at the 55mm spotter. That's the TSN 554 in the straight model, and the TSN 553 is the angled. We really like the straight model in this spotter simply because the angled does not come with a rotating collar. Next is going to be the TSN 773 in the angled, or the 774 in the straight. Spoiler alert, this is definitely my favorite spotter, and this is the one I personally use. And then third is arguably the best optical spotter that you can buy. That's the TSN 883 in the angled, or 884 in the straight. So right now I want to talk about this Kowa TSN 554. The straight model is the 554, the angled is the 553. This little spotting scope is phenomenal. Definitely the best in class when you're looking at smaller, lightweight, portable spotting scopes. And the reason for that is it's got a chunk of pure fluorite crystal for its objective. That allows it to have an amazing magnification range from 15 to 45, which is pretty impressive. Really speaks to the quality of glass. Weighs 28 ounces. And if you're a guy who primarily glasses with binos and then needs to take a closer look, that's where this comes in. The only downside to this is it's not super comfortable for viewing for long periods of time. So if you're a guy who uses your binoculars primarily and wants to get a very good look at something very quickly, this is great. This is also good for just pulling out of your pack and getting a quick look at something off the tripod. You can handhold this pretty easily. The next spotting scopes are both the 88 and the 77. They're almost identical. They both use the Prominar eyepiece, which is the first in its class to have multiple elements of XD glass. It is a wide angle eyepiece. Magnification range goes from 25 to 60, and the 60 is actually usable in both spotting scopes. A lot of other spotting scopes, they have a large magnification range, but it's not simply usable all the way at top. You usually have to back it down. But the 60X on this is definitely usable. So all of the Kowa spotting scopes have this sunshade. This is really beneficial when you're looking more towards the sun. It really does help cut down any glare that you might see. Another benefit of this 77 and 88 are these rotating collars. You can kind of loosen the knob here a little bit, and it's very easy to get this rotated over and then tighten down. This is great when you're up on top of a ridge and you're looking down and you don't want to get over the top. You just want to tilt this to the side, and it's very easy to look through. As you can see, this rotating collar can rotate all the way around, making it very comfortable to view from in awkward positions. These spotting scopes are very similar. The main difference, obviously, besides the size of the objective, is that the 88mm has a pure chunk of fluorite crystal. Fluorite crystal is really beneficial when you're speaking to chromatic aberration. So that fluorite crystal minimizes any of that feathering that you might see when you're looking at two items that contrast. It's very easy to see when you're looking at a snowfield across a blue sky. You're going to see a little fringe of light on the edge. Well, that happens across the visual spectrum, and having that fluorite crystal really minimizes that. The 77 has XD glass, which is actually really very good and has characteristics similar to the fluorite crystal. It's hard to find another spotting scope without paying thousands and thousands of dollars to get the same kind of resolution you're going to get out of this spotting scope. And the thing that amazes me is that not only do you get that amazing resolution, but it's edge to edge. So you can hold the spotting scope in one position and literally use your eye to look all the way across the field of view and still get that amazing resolution. One of the other benefits that you're going to see is a very large depth of field. I'm sorry if I'm not using that correctly, but basically what that means is I don't have to do a lot of changing of focus. So if I'm looking at a hillside and it's going away from me, I'm going to see a lot of that hillside in focus, where some other spotting scopes you're constantly having to get that perfect focus. One of the reasons you might pick up a Kowa Spotting Scope is size and weight. Typically the size is a little bit smaller, especially in comparison to other spotting scopes with the same size objective, and the weight is going to be very similar as well. The Kowa warranty, it's a limited lifetime warranty, which basically means if anything with the spotting scope fails based on workmanship, it's going to be covered for life. That's pretty impressive. And then the other thing is price. These spotting scopes are priced very fairly. For instance, the 77 rivals other spotting scopes that are twice their price. Okay, next I want to cover who might use these spotting scopes and which one you might choose. So first of all, anybody who's interested in really high quality image resolution, no chromatic aberration, you're going to get that with all these spotting scopes. And the price is definitely less than other European glass. In terms of which one to choose, if you're a lightweight ounce counter, this 55 is phenomenal. 28 ounces, obviously a very small form size. It's not ideal for sitting on a ridge and glassing all day, but if you're wanting to take a quick look at something, or your glassing sessions are fairly short, this is a great way to go. The 88 and the 77, why would you choose one over the other? The 88 is just going to have the best optical quality that you can buy. If you're a guy who just simply wants the best, go with the 88. It's going to give you a little bit better resolution in those dark timber pockets, and obviously because of the objective size, you're going to have a little bit larger field of view. We really like the 77 for Western style hunting, especially for mule deer hunters. We feel like the image quality is good enough in comparison to the 88 that you're not really giving up a whole lot. One of my favorite things to do with that 77 in the middle of the day, you know, some of the days in the summertime are pretty long. I like to just sit and pick apart a hillside and get into those dark timber pockets and find those earwags or the tail flicks. And it's certainly doable with this. Having the field of view or the edge-to-edge quality really allows you to hold the spotting scope in one place and catch movement. So that kind of wraps up our comparison of these three Kowa spotting scopes. All three are phenomenal. To be fair, I actually purchased this 77. I thought it was so good. I could pretty much run whatever glass I want, and this is just my favorite. If you got any questions, definitely reach out, give me a call, 208-495-4222. Happy to answer any questions you have.